humanity's problem was never laziness, it was exhaustion. We were never unwilling to create. We were just too busy paying to exist. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow and money, all of it, is gone. No cash, no bank accounts, no credit cards, no debt, no price tags, just people, the earth, and everything still standing exactly where it was. The sun still rises, the air still moves, the oceans still breathe. Nothing actually disappears except the story we told ourselves, the one printed on paper, the one we spent centuries believing was real. Now ask yourself, what happens next? At 9 a.m., the grocery store doors don't open. Phones light up with confusion. The stock market never rings its bell. Some people panic. Some people freeze. For a moment, the world holds its breath. At first, it might seem chaotic because we've built our world around numbers. Entire lives revolve around digits on screens, not because they're real, but because we all agree they are. But now something else begins to happen. A quiet clarity, a collective pause. The kind that makes you realize the earth never needed money to keep turning. Food still grows from soil, rivers still flow, hands still know how to build, to heal, to create. The planet doesn't need an economy. It is the economy. See, the greatest illusion we ever believed was that survival depends on money, not on each other. But when the illusion breaks, something ancient reawakens. A neighbor knocks instead of sending a text. Someone with extra rice shares it. Someone with tools starts fixing what's broken, not for payment, but because it needs fixing. Communities start to form again, not because of profit, but because of necessity, and then because of love. The baker bakes because it brings joy. The farmer grows because it feels right. The teacher teaches because knowledge is too beautiful to hoard. Without money, value doesn't disappear. It transforms. Instead of asking, how much can I earn? We start asking, how much can I give? How much can I share? And that's when humanity begins to heal. Over time, something remarkable would happen. Cooperation would replace competition, because when there's no profit in hoarding, generosity becomes the new wealth. And suddenly, the words rich and poor lose their meaning. Picture this. A neighborhood becomes a living ecosystem. Each person contributes what they can. Some plant food, others build homes, others care for children, cook meals, make music, repair tools, tell stories. No one's value is measured in digits. The man who fixes bicycles is as important as the scientist who designs solar panels. Everyone is important and equal as survival is shared. Ego fades, and when ego fades, love grows in its place. You might think, that sounds impossible, but is it? Look at the forests. Every tree takes what it needs and gives what it can. The roots share nutrients, the soil balances itself, the ecosystem thrives, not through greed, but through balance. Even our own bodies work that way. Your heart doesn't charge your lungs for oxygen. Your brain doesn't invoice your stomach for energy. Each part gives and takes as needed because they understand something we've forgotten. Survival isn't a transaction, it's a collaboration. So why can't our societies work the same way? Maybe because we've mistaken greed for intelligence. We call endless accumulation growth. We have become a species so obsessed with more that we forgot what enough feels like. But in a world without money, enough returns. Enough food to eat, enough time to rest, enough love to share, enough peace to fully exist. Now imagine walking through a town in that world. No billboards screaming at you to buy happiness, no price tags turning joy into luxury. People smile more, not because they have everything, but because they've stopped measuring themselves by what they own. Children learn because they're curious, not because grades decide their worth. Art flourishes, not for fame, but for expression. Technology grows, not for profit, but for purpose. The world slows down, and in that slowing, we start to feel alive again. Of course, skeptics will say, without money, no one would work. But that's not true. We confuse working to survive with working to create. When survival is guaranteed, people don't stop working, they start doing what they love. And when people love what they do, the quality of everything rises. The food tastes better, the homes are built stronger, the songs carry more soul, because they're made from passion, not pressure. You see, humanity's problem was never laziness, it was exhaustion. We were never unwilling to create, we were just too busy paying to exist. So what about technology, medicine, infrastructure? The big stuff, wouldn't they collapse? Well, new systems would rise, ones built not for control, but for contribution. Imagine scientists collaborating freely, without patents or corporate ownership. Imagine builders designing sustainable homes just because they can. Innovation wouldn't stop, it would explode. Because when knowledge is free, progress accelerates. When no one profits from ignorance, truth becomes public domain. No one would starve while food rots in landfills. No one would freeze while homes sit empty. No one would die because they couldn't afford to live. because the moment you remove the price tag from existence, empathy becomes the new economy. And in that world, freedom finally means something, not the freedom to consume, but the freedom to be. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds beautiful, but it could never happen. Maybe not in a day. But every great change starts as an idea that sounds impossible. Flying sounded impossible. Electricity sounded impossible. And yet here we are, living proof that imagination builds worlds. So maybe the first step toward a world without money is outgrowing the old world, with sharing, with cooperation, with moments of giving that remind us of who we are underneath the programming. In all of this, the new world, a world without money, won't come from an earthly government or corporations. It will come from a source you already know.